Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Daniel James, and as always, if you're new here, welcome. Do you have a mental health toolkit? As we spoke about multiple times on this podcast before, every single person has mental health. Just like you have cardiovascular health, you have bone health, you have heart health, you have mental health. And you may not struggle, and I hope that you never do. But statistically, you or someone that you know will struggle at some point in their life. So my question to you is, do you have a mental health toolkit that when things start to go a bit rocky, that you can reach into and pull out a tool to help you just steady the ship? Today I'm going to give you 3 things or general ideas that can help you come up with your own mental health toolkit. I'm not here to tell you this is what you have to do, because there's no one size fits all. When I work with clients, I help give them ideas, I help give them the principle, but they are the ones that then got to go away and find how to make that principle fit them, because every single person is different. I'm not here to say you've got to do this, you've got to do that, or this is the right way, that's the wrong way. So I just want to give you some ideas, because when I say mental health toolkit, you may not have a first clue of what I'm talking about. But just to have that toolkit and just know, this is good for that, that's good for that, amazing. It's an amazing thing to have. So the first thing is having some sort of gratitude practice. You've heard me talk about gratitude multiple times. I even did a workshop on it. So if I pop it up on here or be in the show notes, click on that. It's a whole live workshop that I did to a great group of executives, all about the power of gratitude. So again, click on that. There's some activities there for you to do. When I say gratitude practice, I'm not just saying gratitude journaling. That's what a lot of people go to. But do you have some way to practice and show gratitude in your life? Because here's the thing. When you start to struggle or you start to go down a depressive or anxious cycle, understand that you're focusing on that thing. When you can harness the power of gratitude, it allows you to come back to the present. Not only that, but it also knocks you off that negative thought pattern and into something positive. And even if that's just for 5 to 10 seconds, that's 5 to 10 seconds where you're not in that negative headspace. Because it's impossible to think of a negative and a positive at the same time. It's impossible. And actually, with the power of gratitude, by you intentionally focusing on things that you are grateful for in your life, it forces you to think positively. Now, that doesn't mean that the negatives disappear, but it just takes the edge off. And a gratitude practice doesn't have to be journaling. It can just be you simply thinking in your head, what am I grateful for in my life, and why am I grateful for that? And just be sat there thinking about it, it just changes and just disrupts that pattern. Because that's all we're looking to do here. We're looking to disrupt that negative pattern. It's just all too easy to get stuck in that spiral. And this toolkit just allows you to grab something and just put a wedge in it and stop that cycle. So have some sort of gratitude practice, whatever that looks like for you, whatever the easiest, most comfortable, convenient way for you to do that, but have a gratitude practice. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, please smash that thumbs up button. It helps with YouTube algorithm to get the video out there to help more people that may need to hear this message. If you don't want to miss any future episodes, hit that subscription button. And now back to the episode. Second thing is journaling. Once again, I'm not here to tell you how to journal, what to journal, but having the ability to take your thoughts and put them on paper will allow you to understand what is going on that may be causing you to feel a certain way. Because we can identify these negative thought patterns. We can identify them and then we can start to challenge them. And that's the key word, challenge. Because a lot of the times, no one tells us how to take control of our thoughts. So what happens is we've got all this chaos going on in our mind and we think it's fact. And it's like looking for a needle in the haystack. What's true? What's not true? What was the original thing that got me down this spiral? But when you start to journal, when you start to even just brain dump, so we're talking about journaling here. I'm more just talking about putting your thoughts and putting them on paper. It doesn't have to be a journal in the sense of you're writing sentences. It could just be a spider diagram. It could just be you're just throwing words out there, just bullet points of what's going on inside your head. But once it's out of your head onto paper, you can start to actually see the facts. You can start to identify, that's the actual thing that's bothering me. All this other stuff, that's the fluff, but that right there, that is the seed. I use the seed and the leaves analogy. A lot of the time, it's the leaves. We try and pick the leaves out when actually we want to get to the seed. What is the seed? What is the root cause of this problem? Because then we can do something about it. We identify it, we can then challenge it, and then we can alter it. When I say alter, it means we can just change the way we look at it, change the meaning of it, start to put a different spin on it. So the first one, have some sort of gratitude practice. The second one, have some sort of journaling practice, whatever that looks like for you. But all it is, remember, is just taking your thoughts out of here and pop them onto paper. It's very hard to think inside your own head. Very hard to think inside your own head. And the final one is moving your body. Whenever I start to notice that I'm feeling a certain way, I will try and move my body in some way, shape, or form. Once again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. It could be something like walking. It could be going to the gym. It could be doing a yoga class. It could just be doing some stretching. It could simply be just playing with your dog, playing with your kids. Movement. Move your body. Because when you start to change physically, the movement of your body changes the energy that you're in. And once again, if you're out in nature walking, if you're going to the gym, you're going to be focusing on other things. You can also tailor this with something else, which is almost like a bonus, which is music. Now, I will caveat music because I love rock music. I love heavy metal music. But some of that stuff can be quite heavy. And if you're in a negative headspace, and only you know the answer to this, but sometimes when you're in a negative headspace, by listening to negative, sad songs or songs that have got a bit more of a deeper mental health meaning behind them, which a lot of songs do, that can cause us to get stuck in that negative cycle even more. But you know if you're in that headspace or not. I know sometimes I can't listen to certain music because I know it'll perpetuate the problem. Now, it's not saying I don't listen to rock music. I just listen to other kinds of rock music. Or sometimes I listen to a completely different genre altogether. So listen to music while you're moving your body, but make sure it's an uplifting experience. Don't allow the music to pull you into more of a negative headspace. Don't allow that music to get you more inside your own head. So there's 2 points there. The first one is moving your body in some way, shape, or form. And then the second one is adding some sort of music in there as well. And even if you don't like music, just put on the white noise in the background. It doesn't have to be anything with words. It can just be a beat, but some positive, uplifting beat. The frequency that the music's at will, again, change your state. And it just disrupts that pattern. That's all we're doing in this toolkit. This toolkit is there to disrupt the negative pattern, whatever that may be for you. And once you're at the other side, you can reflect. And once you reflect, that allows you to then make the progress. So what can you put in that toolkit? There's loads of other stuff, but the 3 main things that I want you to focus on, just those 3 things there will massively help. Because these practices, even if you're not struggling, they're just great daily practices. There's great tools to keep sharpening. Because that's what you want. You don't want to just have these tools sat there, derelict, and then when you need them, you're kind of like, I need to move my body, but you haven't moved your body for weeks. Or it's like, I need to start gratitude practicing, or I need to start journaling, I need to get these thoughts out of my head, and you haven't done it for ages or ever. That tools can be really, really blunt. So for me, these are daily practices. You don't have to do all of them. Just pick 1 or 2 to start off with, but then start to add more because you know what to add into your toolkit. You know what makes you feel good. You know what makes you feel happy. So start doing more of that and see that's part of your mental health toolbox. So when you do notice you're starting to feel a certain way, you can grab it and just disrupt that pattern. As always, if you've taken any value from today's episode, don't forget to like and share it with a friend. Until next time, take it easy.